welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the learning space where all the learning is happening. So for this video, I'll be calculating time zones. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on a notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a video. So I have my map here, and I'm sorry guys because it's not clearly visible, but on our test box, on our learner's test book, we already have a map, and it's very important that you know this map. You need to know it because this map has your time zones. So if you have a question, you need to come back and refer to your map. We use a 6-step method for calculating time. So we use this to calculate arrival time, departure time, and flying time. Step 1, locate the 2 countries or cities in question on a time zone map. Establish what time they are using. For example, South Africa is +2 and New York is -5. Step 2, find out if they are on both sides of UTC or on opposite sides. For example, South Africa is +2, New York is -5. They are on the opposite sides of the UTC. Step 3, subtract if both countries or cities are on the side of the UTC. That is, both countries must be east of the UTC or west of the UTC. South Africa is +2 and Paris is +1. Because they're on the both side of the UTC, then we subtract. If a country is on -5 and another country is on -1, we still subtract because they're on the both side of the UTC. We add if both countries and cities are on either side of the UTC. That is, one country or city located west of the UTC and another country or city is located east. For example, South Africa is +2 and New York is -5. Therefore, we add. Step 4. Now establish which country or city's time you want to calculate. For example, if it is 1 o'clock or 13 hours in South Africa and Paris is 1 hour behind South Africa. Step 5. You will now use addition or subtraction again. If the country is behind the country you already have time for, you will subtract. For example, 13 hours minus 1 hour is equals to 12 hours. Therefore, it will be 12 in Paris the same day. If the country is ahead, the country you already have time for, you will add. For example, 13 hours plus 1 is equals to 14 hours. Step 6. In this step, you will do any other additions to the time. These additions can be traveling time, DST, which is daylight saving time, or stopover time. Daylight saving time is 1 hour, which will either be added or subtracted depending on the country in question. If Paris is practicing DST, we will add 1 hour. So that means 13 hours minus 1 hour, which is 12 hours. And then 12 hours plus 1 hour GST, then it's 13 hours, same day in Paris. Traveling time refers to the time it takes a mode of transport to travel from one destination to another. If the flying time from South Africa to Paris is 9 hours, you will add 9 hours to 13 hours. 13 hours plus 9 hours flying time is equals to 22 hours same day. Stopover time, also called in-transit time, that a person will stop over during a trip, either to refuel or change flights, to take interconnecting flights. If you are taking interconnecting flight from Durban to Johannesburg before taking a flight to Paris, you will need to add your stopover time in Johannesburg. Stopover time in Johannesburg is 4 hours. 22 hours plus 4 hours stopover is equals to 2 hours the next day. Okay guys, so I'm going to attempt to answer this question, whereby we are required to state the time it would be in the following countries if it were 12 o'clock or 12 hours in South Africa. A, it's China. So we would say South Africa is a +2, and then China is a +8. And then we say 8 hours minus 2, which equals to 6 hours. Therefore, China is 6 hours ahead. So we say 12 hours plus 6 hours is equals to 18 hours. Therefore, it would be 18 hours in China. And then B, we have to find out what time it would be in Spain. So we do the same process again, which is South Africa +1, Spain, which is a +1, South Africa is a +2, and then 2 minus 1, because the symbols are the same, so we subtract, and we get the 1 hour difference. Therefore, Spain is 1 hour behind. Then we take our 12 hours and we subtract 1 hour, and we get 11 hours. Okay, now let us attempt to do the second activity. So Mr. Anderson flies from London to New York on 21 September. His flight departs from London at 16 hours and his flying time to New York is 8 hours. Calculate the time and date that Mr. Anderson will arrive in New York. Show all calculations. So the first thing is to locate the two countries on the time zone map. So London is 0, New York is -5. 5 minus 0 equals to 5 hours. Therefore, New York is 5 hours behind. We will take that 16 hours that they gave us and we subtract 5 hours because New York is behind, and we get 11 hours. And then we add 8 hours, which is the flying time. And that equals to 19 hours. 21 September. Now let's do 1.2. The question says, Mr. Anderson would like to call his friend in South Africa. He makes the call at 9 hours on 23 September, New York time. Note, the USA practices DST. Calculate what the time will be in South Africa when he makes the call. Show all calculations. So for that, we would say South Africa is a +2 on the map. And then we say New York, which is a -5. And then we add, because it's different symbols, and the difference is 7 hours. Therefore, South Africa is 7 hours ahead. We'll take that 9 a.m. and we add 7 hours, and the time will be 16 hours, and we subtract 1 hour. For DST we subtract because USA is behind, and the time will be 15 hours, 23 September. So we have another activity that we can do. And the question reads as follows. Mr. Jackson flew from OR Tambo International Airport, Johannesburg, to Tegel International Airport, which is in Berlin in Germany, to attend the Berlin International Film Festival. He had a stopover in Abu Dhabi. Mr. Jackson's flight from OR Tambo International Airport departed at 12 hours. He stopped over at Abu Dhabi International Airport, which is a +4, to take a connecting flight to Tegel International Airport, which is a +1. The flying time from Johannesburg to Abu Dhabi International Airport was 8 hours. Mr. Jackson arrived in Abu Dhabi at 22 hours. The stopover transit time in Abu Dhabi was 5 hours. The flying time from Abu Dhabi to Berlin was 7 hours. Calculate what time in Abu Dhabi Mr. Jackson departed from OR Tambo International Airport. Show all calculations. So the first thing is we need to locate these two countries on the map. So OR Tambo is in South Africa, which is a +2, and Abu Dhabi is a +4. So we would say 4 minus 2 because the symbols are the same. Then we get 2 hours. Therefore, Abu Dhabi is 2 hours ahead. And then we take that 12 o'clock that they gave us and we add 2 hours, and our answer is 14 hours. Right, okay, so let us look at number B, which is calculate what time he departed from Abu Dhabi International Airport. Show all calculations. So we would take that 14 hours that we got and we add 8 hours, which is the flying time, and we will get 22 hours, and we add 5 hours, which is the stopover, and the total is 3 hours. Right, let us look at C. Calculate at what time Mr. Jackson arrived at Tegel International Airport in Berlin. So now we're locating the two countries or cities, which is Abu Dhabi, which is a +4, and Tegel, which is a +1. And then we say 4 minus 1, which equals to 3 hours, 3 hours. Therefore, Tegel is 3 hours behind. Tegel is 3 hours behind, and then we take the 3 hours that we got and we subtract it with 3 hours, and the answer is 0 hours, and we add 7 hours, which is the flying time, and the answer is 7 hours. That is the time. Okay, let's look at the last question, which is 3.2. Calculate the duration of Mr. Jackson's entire journey. 3.2. So we add all the flying times, which is 8 hours plus 5 hours plus 7 hours, which equals to 20 hours. So that's the time that he traveled. That's the total of the entire journey. We have another activity that we must do together. It reads as follows. Fezeka from South Africa arrives in Mexico City at 20 hours on the 7th of June. She flew from OR Tambo to Frankfurt. Her flying time from OR Tambo to Frankfurt was 10 hours. Her stopover in Frankfurt was 5 hours. Her flying time from Frankfurt to Mexico City was 15 hours. Calculate the time and day Fezeka departed from South Africa. So the first thing is, guys, we locate the two countries on the map, which is South Africa is a +2, Frankfurt is a +2 as well. So we say 2 minus 2 because it's the same symbol and the answer is 0. Therefore, Frankfurt is the same time as SA. So we take that 20 hours that they gave us and we subtract the 10 hours, which is the flying time. Remember that when we're calculating departure time, we are subtracting, we're going back. And like when we're calculating arrival time, whereby we are adding everything. So the answer is 10 hours, and we subtract the 5 hours, which is the stop over, and the answer is 5 o'clock, 5 hours. But we don't end there, we continue. So Frankfurt is a +2, and Mexico is minus the -6. We add because it's different symbols. So it's 6 plus 2, which equals to 8 hours. Therefore, Mexico is 8 hours behind. And we take that 5 hours that we got, 5 o'clock, and we subtract the 8 hours. And our answer is 21 hours, and we subtract the 15 hours, which is the flying time. And the answer is 6 hours. 6th of June. So Fezeka departed from South Africa at 6 hours on the 6th of June. Thank you guys for your continued support. Thank you so much for tuning in and for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Guys, we need to grow this channel, and we can only grow this channel by you subscribing and you sharing this video and turning on your notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a video. I upload each and every week. So try to come on the channel and to check if there's any new video. I hope you now understand time zones better, and till we meet next time, bye.